put it back together, and now you just edit it on the computer. You just put it and the computer reads all of it, and then you can scan to whatever part and you can pick up pieces and cut it and paste it and do the whole gig.
You put a new tape in, right?
I did, yeah.
And that's like a third one there, or another one there?
Yeah, this is.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, they're both going.
Okay. So, right now there is actually some development. I was even involved with some conference on yoga psychology, where now they're starting to take yoga as a psychological system more seriously.
Well, it's taken them quite a while
to figure it out.
catch up.
But you've talked a little bit about the model of the human being that yoga has.
Mhm.
Well, can you talk more about what are the tools that yoga provides for exploring this area?
The art of self-control, probably the most important.
And is that something for the therapist, or is it something for the...
For the therapist. Oh yeah, sure. Right. No, yoga therapy, what I do with people is, as you may remember, varies. It's
Right.
I very seldom treat two clients the same way. But it depends on the person
Right.
I'm working with. So,
So how is your daily routine been organized around your practice of yoga and meditation?
oh, no problem. I enjoy it anyway, no matter what.
Right.
Since my time in the office is limited,
Right.
I see people in hospitals,
Oh, okay.
which is a very, very easy thing to do. I just have to be accepted by the hospital and all the major hospitals.
You had some very interesting stories about some people you worked with, and maybe even a girl that you worked with, and how you helped her recover by using the power of faith from was it cancer situation or some other?
Oh, cancer, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. It's absolutely amazing
Huh.
what a practice of faith
Huh.
does.
So can you do you remember some example or some case that's a good success story in your mind about what happened, or where the person was able to use it?
Specifically, no, that was some years ago.
Okay.
I don't remember all my cases.
Sure.
I had an awful lot.
Where there was some cases where the doctors had given up and...
Oh yeah, right. But again, it's the faith.
But again, it's faith.
Faith.
So you teach the patient how to apply faith.
Yes and no. No. It's usually my faith that has some kind of a causative aspect of it. So if I believe I can accomplish something, I accomplish it.
And when you're sitting with a patient, do you believe that you can accomplish them becoming free of cancer?
No.
Just check.
No.
How does
Yes and no. Yes and no. It always takes both of us working harmoniously to make things happen. I wish I could say that my own faith causes improvement or recovery. I can't really say that, because it has to be the patient has to believe that what I am doing, what I am saying is right and it's going to work. And usually people with cancer would be easy for me to work with, because they've exhausted all the other medical possibilities. Nothing works. That's it. I'm going to die. If they want to die, they die, but no matter what I say. But most of them don't want to die. And then they can put faith to work if they don't want to.
So what happens when they put faith to work?
I don't know what happens. People get well.
What are their steps? What is the patient's step?
Well, they don't have to have any steps. So they simply follow me.
What do they do to put faith to work?
Repetition.
What are they repeating?
What they believe.
And
Statement of faith. Repetition of a statement of faith has incredible power.
You always talk about the causative, the causative nature or the causative possibility of faith, the ability to cause things to happen.
I don't know how that works. All I do know is that it works. I don't have to know how.
Right. But you find that faith has a causative.
Pardon me?
You find that faith is causative, that it can cause things.
Oh yes, right. So it's how powerful is your faith? What do you really believe?
And then you repeat it like a mantra of.
I often try to use my mind to remember the 4 faculties of faith, and I begin with the one where we're born with it. And then I go to understand how it helps with learning. And then I think about how it helps with intuition. And then I think about the causative level. Could you review those 4 aspects? I think I'd like to hear you say it, because
I agree with you.
I know, but could you please tell me those again? In your language? I don't remember exactly how you say it.
Does it really matter? No.
Well,
It's
it's a little bit artificial to tape these things, but it's what we do in the modern world.
Well, yeah, we're trying to figure out how. I guess how does one capture your teaching on faith? It's probably very hard to.
Say that again.
How does one capture your teaching about faith?
I don't teach people about faith.
You teach people faith.
Mm-hmm.
You don't teach them about faith, but you
Mm-hmm.
teach people.
Right.
So I got it right then?
Yeah, you got that.
You're born with faith,
Mm-hmm. Everybody.
and it's the kind of faith where you don't ask who your mom and don't ask your mom and dad to produce a marriage certificate.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of faith we're born with, where we believe what we're told. Is that what?
Well, that is part of faith, naturally. We don't always believe what we're told.
But in the beginning,
But in the beginning, yes. In the beginning, at least from my own recollection, I never questioned my father, wherever he taught me at the time. I knew this was going to be something that's going to help me live better, function better. So I listened, and I remembered, to this day, I remember.
You also spoke about how you trade faith for knowledge, or something like that, where, and also faith is a way to deal with the unknowable.
Oh, that's right.
So what is the relationship of faith and knowledge?
Knowledge always has proof handy. Something you can read. Oh yeah, why is it going to happen? Because of this and that. In faith, no. Faith does not require that. That's the difference. I don't have to, there's no proof. If I believe something, I believe it. If I know something, I don't have to believe it.
Right. So in that sense, if something is unknowable,
Pardon me?
if something is unknowable, then the only way I have to deal with it.
It's faith. Absolutely. And it's difficult for me to teach people that faith is the way to go.
Right.
No, because everybody is conditioned to ask for and see and have proof for something or other.
Right.
Right. Well, if you believe really strong, if your faith is strong, you don't need that proof.
Well, it comes back full circle to where we started, when you're saying faith is essential for us to deal with the unknowable,
Oh, absolutely.
and we are ourselves unknowable because we are Atma. So
That's right. That's absolutely correct.
So that means really to deal with ourselves we need faith.
Yeah.
But I find that it's difficult, even though I have been taught that I'm Atma, I forget it.
Well, how do you boost your faith? By repetition.
Hmm.
So you have to remind yourself.
Over and over again.
Absolutely. Until your faith becomes so strong, so powerful, that you no longer have to remind yourself. But repetition is an incredibly effective tool.
So in the repetition is I am Atma, or just I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I am. I wish to be.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you in the right place?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
We're doing a movie?
Yes, we are.
Magic?
No.
It is
Interview with
magic.
Dr. G.
Very
Different
good.
kind.
Sorry to interrupt.
No,
It's
no
okay.
problem.
It's always
Was
good to
UPS
see
there?
you.
It's nice to
They
see
did,
you.
yeah.
Did they?
I walked in,
Oh, they
gave
did, okay.
something to
Yeah,
for
good,
yeah.
yeah. We're being interviewed? That's awesome. Can I
Yes.
have a tape?
Yes.
I have to come get me though.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't just go in to see.
Okay. This can be your chair.
You're welcome.
Oh, it's fine.
So you think, Stefan, this might be a good time for
Well, now that we have a real interviewer, I think she should ask a question. What have you always wanted
There she
Dr. G
is.
to talk about?
we could
This is so cool.
put Bev on the hot chair.
All right, I'll ask any question.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bud, go
Go,
for it.
Bev.
What am I asking?
Any question?
Any
to
question.
Anything you want to ask?
To Michael.
Well, how do I know it's already been asked? I just get to ask
That's it.
anything?
You get to ask it your way.
My way.
Your way.
Can I ask one?
Yes,
Are you
please.
the interview?
You can
We're
interview from
switching
where
the
you
time.
are.
I don't need to be on. I don't need to
No,
have.
you can interview from where you are.
Just ask a question.
Right.
Wow, off the top of my head. Most important thing one human being can do for another over the course of time.
What? What is
Ask
it?
the question.
What's the one thing that one human being can do for another?
Right.
What's the most important thing another human being can do for another?
Yeah. To give.
There you go.
Well, of course, you knew it all along.
They're all trick questions.
Most memorable,
Oh,
three most memorable,
My turn.
oh sorry, then your turn. Three most memorable events of your life.
That is exactly.
Not too many of them.
That's too many, well, three, the three top ones.
I don't know. I don't know. Lots of them,
Mhm.
not just three.
Well, we have enough tape. I said we have enough tape.
That's right.
If you were to change one thing in your life,
Mhm.
what would it have been or would be?
I never, that thought never entered my mind, you know, really. I can't tell you, I don't know.
Michael, you're an amazing man, and your answers are so true. I bet this is really how you live that. You don't have anything to change.
I like your thought. No regrets.
Wow. Are you getting any answers out of him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
But it's like pulling teeth, yeah.
Tell us about your favorite time you were on your sailboat.
I mean,
Tell us about one of your favorite times sailing.
I don't know. Every time I cast off, if only for a couple of hours under sail. Wonderful. It's a wonderful way to live. So I didn't have anything extraordinary that happened to me because of my sail. Well, the same thing as with flying. It's the same thing with flying. Except that with flying, I do remember the man who taught me about flying, who really sparked something in me. I was 8 years old, and the man was a wounded fighter pilot. That was 1918, the winter 1918. And the war was still going on, World War I. But I was curious about him because he was such a nice man, and I used to spend a lot of time in his room listening to him. So what he said was stick so hard in my head because he was telling me about life. He said, life, we live on the surface of the earth, right? Right. Surface, and by definition, is two-dimensional, right? Right. Therefore, our lives tend to be two-dimensional. This is why so many people climb mountains. And this is why I fly. Because flying makes me live in 3 dimensions. I've never forgotten it. So I decided, boy, that's right, I'm going to be a fighter pilot. That's how it started. And I never quit. So I don't fly anymore, I don't sail anymore, and sailing also, why is sailing so close to flying experience? Because you're not on the street, you can change direction any instant you desire to do so. You have control. And it's the wind that does it. Have more questions?
Oh, Stefan, I didn't know you were doing this. I
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I've been after Dr. G for years to allow me to do it. We finally caught him in the lobby. He was trying to escape because he erased my appointment from his calendar.
Oh my, oh my.
Stefan and I were remarking how suspicious it is that it always gets erased whenever we schedule some time with you to do an interview. It always vanishes from your calendar.
Well, you got me.
Wow.
In the waiting room.
No?
You finished for today?
Got a few more.
Where are they?
You think they called me for the interview? Little did they know, huh, that they got the 2 people that have known him since what?
Right.
Since he was 68 years old. 30 years I've known him. I haven't known him.
I think we're still trying to figure out Michael.
All right.
It's very good to.
Can't see very well.
So get it closer. Yeah.
Who is that old man? This is amazing. Well, tell me again, how do you do it? What makes that picture? You don't have a film, right?
You know, I don't really
Do it
know.
with numbers.
Yeah, the way it works is that the light input is being there are photosensitive, let's just say photosensitive cells. So there's a whole matrix of very tiny photosensitive elements, and when light falls on them, they produce different electrical signals.
Right.
And what the camera does is it records for each pixel, that each bit on the screen,
That's what it is.
that electrical signal.
Oh, this is fantastic.
It is
I've never
great.
seen it.
This is a very good camera here. This is good enough for a television show.
If it's yours, it has to be very good.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Because I don't look good on normal cheap cameras.
Oh man.
But this technology is really fun because what it's allowed us to do is, like, everybody can be a filmmaker, and
Of course, right.
and once you have that with the computer, you
Nick and Hazel succeeded in making a plan to rescue the does. The next day,